everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Hey, guys.
How are you?
Very well.
On this post-Super Bowl Monday.
Yeah, sorry about your loss.
Yeah. I'm actually doing all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
A lot better than I thought I would be.
How were you last night?
You know what? I shut it down and went to bed.
Yeah?
I flipped on the Bay Area Sports Channel just to get in the locker room interviews because they don't talk to the losing team.
You and the people
Ever.
of Marin County are reeling this morning.
Yes.
See, I
And,
can never honestly when like our teams are at that point, I can't watch even the last play. Like I remember when the Tigers were in the 12 World Series, for example. I remember going into the ninth or whatever the situation was. I put in like a DVD, like The Simpsons or something. And it was like the minute there was two outs.
As soon as the ball enters the glove.
The minute there was two outs and the ball was
Gone.
off, I just inputs change and I'm gone. I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it.
I wasn't quite like that, but
I
you
can't
know,
do it,
it was
man.
Were you shocked? Were you stunned?
pretty
Based on how it happened,
pretty
I'm
big
sure.
blow. You know, they blew it pretty bad. People are, a lot of people are, Kansas City won, absolutely won it, and it's like, that seemed like a pretty bad. Niners blew it. I mean, the percentages that they had, how they're constantly doing the stats and the percentages. And the Falcons a couple years ago when they played the Patriots, right? And they had that 28-3 lead. They had 99.9% chance of winning that game.
Oh, my God.
The Niners last night, with 7 minutes to go in that game, had a 96.8% chance of winning that game. And then you lose it. You give up 21 points in 4 minutes. Just terrible. I will whine just because sour grapes about a couple blown calls, understanding completely that that's part of the game, and I'm not going to blame them. But
you'll whine nevertheless.
But I will sour grapes, as I said. And we can deep dive on some of that stuff in a moment here. I'm assuming you guys watched the
did.
Super Bowl. What are you doing over there, E? I can hear that thing bleeping away.
For some reason, the TV.
For fuck's sakes.
Normally, I just turn it on and it's ready to go to share stuff, and for some reason, it's not ready this time. So I'm trying to switch it to some input that works.
We did watch the Super Bowl. I sort of half walked away from it, like in the third. I'm like, this is, while a good game in that it was.
See, I thought it was a really good game.
In that it was, I just felt like Niners have this, like this.
Yeah.
Like the Chiefs just don't look like they have it today. Mahomes doesn't look good. So,
Yeah.
by the way, all this talk about how he was just, oh my God, he was so outstanding. Yeah, he's really good in the fourth, but
yeah,
he
a little bit of help too.
Yeah, he didn't look all that great.
Yeah,
I don't know.
MVP? No,
I guess. I mean, who else? I guess.
Their running back Williams, is it? Should have converted those 2 4th downs, caught a touchdown, ran a touchdown.
Yeah, the last one though was like,
Yeah.
pinched
It
up
only
to
cost me $250.
Well, that's
That's a fucking square.
immediately is what I thought. How many squares were blown up right there? Where people
Mine
were like,
was.
got it.
The other ones, the prop bets, got fucked when Mahomes took a knee. He took a 5-yard loss, a 3-yard loss, and a 7-yard loss, and people had his rushing yards over 29 or under, and it dropped him under 29.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so people are like, no, stop going backwards, you.
That was weird how they had to manage that last minute, wasn't it? You don't normally see where they have to take a snap on the last one and chuck it to kill the clock.
I don't know why more of them don't do that when there's 2 seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
Like, you think Michigan State and the blocked punt or whatever with 2 seconds to go. It's like, just snap it and heave that thing in the air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why risk a fumble, botched snap, a blocked anything? Like, just.
Well, if you heave it in the air, somebody could catch it. And then
Yeah, but there's not usually anyone back there. I mean, I don't know, but whatever. This morning, though, I went to the services for our old buddy Pat Cullen, who passed away. And, God, I always feel, obviously it's a somber occasion. I always feel so weird. I get social anxieties anyways. I'm like, I'm fat and gross. I don't want to see anybody.
yeah, because everybody's looking at you.
I know, right. I know, it's an ego thing.
Everybody's there for
dude,
you.
Believe me, therapists have told me, dude, no one gives a shit. No one's looking at you. I'm like, well, tell that to my mirror.
Yeah, you should always think of in your own mind, like when you walk to the Walmart or if you go to Meijer, are you looking at every fucking person?
Yes.
You are?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say no. I'm just gonna say like you look at every and everyone goes through this. Everyone does that. I have to say it to myself once in a while, but the reality is no. You're not fucking going through the Meijer and look at that guy. What a dumb shirt he's wearing.
Unless he's so hideous that it stands out.
Not that hideous.
Well, I'm pretty close. See, look at me.
Well, but not that hideous.
Well,
not hideous enough.
I don't know what their threshold for hideous is in the store, so maybe I meet their threshold.
Not inspired by you, but
I walked in, I see Jason Glutchner. I fucking love the Glutchners. And he's standing there, big fucking gut, you know, and he's got his coat on, and he goes, and I was like, hey, how you doing? He's like, pretty good, man. I look in the mirror every day, look a little older and a little wider. He just fucking doesn't care, owning it. But he did tell me an interesting thing. First off, he listens to our show every day. He says,
sweet.
say hello. He loves you. He loves the show. He's like,
what up, Jay?
I don't know what to call you, man. President? And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I fucking love your show, dude. It's the best. And I was like,
why would he call you the
awesome.
president?
I don't know. I don't know where he got president from, but whatever. I'll take it.
Right.
You know, I'll take Prez. I mean, but he said something interesting. He said, yeah, you talked about us once that I remember. I'm like, I'm pretty sure we've mentioned the Glutchners
Oh, yeah,
a handful of
several
times on
times.
the show. Yeah. I mean, how can you not, right? But he said, yeah, something about, and it was going back to the No Sag Naggetnarb races in the hallway.
Oh, them pushing. Yeah.
Racing down the hall
Yeah.
with the No Sag Naggetnarb in the wheelchair, and the principal or vice principal, I guess it was, comes jumping out, stop, and then just
Glutchner denying that?
grabbed the fucking chair, and apparently the little man went tumbling out or something along those lines. And according to Glutchner, that was not them that were doing that, but one Blazo Sarcevic.
Oh, okay.
And I see,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't see Blazo doing that.
Now that you say it, yeah.
He's like into a stairwell. And I was like, he shot him into a stairwell.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I didn't know that either. It sounds like there's some fuzzy details.
But
But
the crux of the story is there.
the crux of the
A little
story,
fellow went tumbling.
there were races in the hallways involving a little fella who we just don't have much sympathy for. You know, what with his running into your Achilles. Yeah, and you've got such anxiety over the Achilles as is.
Sensitive, man.
Yeah, you are. So yeah, there's some debate about that. I don't know if Blazo would agree, but you know that's what the Glutchners claim.
Okay.
So I don't know, but it's weird. Like I walk into those places, you see people you haven't seen in so many years. You know, Mike Pacey. I fucking love Mike Pacey and Glutchner, and there's Dave Kennedy and Litwinick.
Oh, wow.
Like all these guys hanging out, you know, and Jenny Rand. When was the last time you saw Jenny Rand? I haven't seen Jenny Rand in years. Mike Saputo and name enough people, Jody Rose. But I always feel uncomfortable because you're at a funeral service, and it's like all of a sudden you're
want to
laughing.
go, hey,
How
what's
you
going
been?
on?
Like Jody Rose comes over, sees me. I give her a big hug, and I'm like, "How are you doing?" I said, "You know what? You look great." And then I'm like, "Boy, that's inappropriate." You know, I didn't mean it like that. She's like, "Yeah." You know, she's got her eyes are all red. She's crying, and you know, I'm like, I find myself like, go ahead, stand with Mike Pacey and Jason Glutchner and Dave Kennedy and those guys, and not laugh. You're just going to start talking about stuff, and you're going to fucking laugh, and then it's like, this is someone's over here kneeling down, sobbing, and you're like, so what is the protocol? Like, I don't know it. I mean, is it not the time for like celebration of life type thing, or
I don't know.
Wasn't that more at the place where you go and eat?
Yeah, that's what I was about to
afterwards?
say. You kind of like pay your
Yeah.
respects at the service, and then you go to the luncheon, right?
well, there was like a hangout area, and then but it's at the church next door to McCabe Funeral Home, and then they shuffle everybody into the church. And Glutcher's just like, yeah, I'm not going to church
I can't
service.
do it.
And I was like, I thought I was the only asshole. I was like, I can't either, man. And so kind of Houdini.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know, a Catholic service. I was just like, I don't know, you know. But we hung out and talked to everybody there. Todd Pietty. When was the last time you saw Todd Pietty?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Middle Miss, you know, it was nice to see him. And Aaron Poyle, Jeannie Klotz, like all these people you haven't seen in forever. And they're all doing great. And they all heard us talking about Pat on the show and really appreciated it and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, condolences, of course. And I hope it wasn't, you know, but I'm not sure how you're supposed to act. A lot of people, you know, it's just weird. Way too young to be there. I guess it would be easier if you're older, you know, and you're in your 80s going to a
Right.
service like that. But when you're our age,
Yeah, and you're
It's
legitimately happy to see people you haven't seen in a while, right?
I know. And the theme was, and it's not an original one, but you could tell from talking to people here and there in different circles, like, God, it just seems like any time all of us see each other anymore is at something like this. There's, you know, someone's funeral.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It's cliche, but it's true, you know. So anyway, no disrespect meant at all. And it was nice to see everybody, you know, for whatever reason and celebrating Pat's life and whatnot. I felt really bad for his wife because I don't think many people there know her. You know, I think he met her out of the country and then was in Hawaii with her and Thailand. And so,
wow.
you know, it's just a shitty thing. But anyway, the Super Bowl was yesterday. I saw a lot of people tweeting and Facebooking, you know, like, has anyone checked on Mike yet on a welfare check? You know, and people were worried that I was just going to fucking off myself or something, which I obviously did not. And I woke up this morning and I was just calm. I was like, it's a fucking game.
Well done, sir. Perspective.
I don't know why.
The world keeps turning.
I don't know why that's the feeling I had, though. I was absolutely at peace. It wasn't like I wanted to throw something through a TV like I thought I would. And I don't know.
Very grounded of you, man.
It scares me, though, Jay.
Why?
Because it means I don't have the passion that I once did.
No, that's healthy. Very
so?
healthy. Very.
You know what? I'm going to look at it.
I love the passion going in. I love that he was excited for it.
Yeah.
But then you lose and you don't fucking throw shit. You don't let it ruin your day. Life goes on,
It
man.
would 100% ruin my week and longer if the Lions made it and lost, honestly. But you dealt
say
with
that.
it.
You know
You
what it
dealt
is?
with it.
You know what?
I really
I'm
think
older
so.
now.
Yeah.
I'm older, and you go, you know what? We're really just rooting for logos and colors. I mean, your roster will turn over 40% by next year. Half the guys that you hate, now they're on your team. You love them. Like, you're just rooting for a logo.
I get it. I'm as happy as I've ever personally been in my whole life. I got a lot of fucking, very stuff I'm happy about. I was on the walk today, though, and I did say to myself, I will not die as happy if I don't see the Lions win a Super Bowl. Even though I don't watch every game anymore as much,
I don't
I'm
think
fair
that's-
weared.
You
I
won't
be
care,
as
Jay. You
I will
won't give a
not be
shit.
as happy if
It's
they
not
don't win the Super
happening,
Bowl.
E. It's not happening.
I understand that, but I'm saying I as much as I've become more fair weather and I don't watch every game and I give up, I realize
There'll be a
today
little
that I'll
slice
be
of you that just-
yes. If I die and
See,
it doesn't happen, I'll be not fulfilled completely.
I think that is a product of having no kids.
Probably.
And where people that have children have their priorities completely changed. My sister started texting, like we had a family group text, you know, everyone's wearing their Niners shit and, you know, oh my God, that play, this play, blah, 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 you know, and I usually hate that stuff, but for whatever, it was just the immediate family. And then Kristen goes, yeah, sends a picture of her and Reed's falling asleep in his Niners shirt. And he's got 102 fever and he's sick. And I went, fuck this. Nope. I don't give a shit about kids during the fucking Super Bowl. Save it for another fucking text string. Nope,
Right.
We're not doing this. We're not going down that road. Well, have you taken him into the blah, blah, blah? How long's he had the fever? Does he have a cough? No. It's fucking Super Bowl with the 49ers. No. And it was like, fuck no, all caps, exclamation point.
I would say, too, and if I'd been, I would have reacted the same way. Only, though, because unless it's some legit sickness, but if he just has a fever and
That's what happens to 5-year-olds. They get 102 fevers.
Right.
That's what happens. It's okay. Save it
it's
for tomorrow.
serious, then take
Kid
care
dies,
of it.
let me know.
So did she duck out, take him to ER or something?
No. I mean, she's been dealing with, but it ended the fucking text about kids. That was over. I
Yeah.
put my foot down on that one.
They
It wasn't having
They made a
Jay.
separate group text and then talked about you in that group text.
Yeah.
That's what happens in group texts. There's always subgroups.
I appreciate all the condolences from everybody. People were. I had no idea how many people were rooting for the Niners just for my well-being, just to make me happy. And
Which was hard to do, by the way, because I felt myself being drawn to the Chiefs.
There's
the
a
whole
lot
time.
of storylines there.
The
Yeah,
whole time.
there
I was
were
like,
a lot of
oh,
storylines.
Yeah, I should probably root for the Niners.
yeah,
I'm like,
Oh, if it weren't for you, it wouldn't have even been a question. I would have been pulling for the
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Dude,
like, 100%.
I fully understand why,
Garoppolo
too.
is so unlikable. I've not watched him a lot, but he's just kind of a weenie.
Yeah.
He's kind of a game
Jockhead.
manager, whatever. And you watch Mahomes, and you're like, yeah, I like that guy, even though he's not having a good game. Like you can just, I don't know.
No, you can see some brilliance out of Mahomes, no doubt about it.
Then the 50-year thing, I don't know. I just felt myself being
Yeah,
just
the coach
naturally
and
drawn.
One
Exactly.
Super Bowl versus 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 50 years since Kansas City won it. Reed, one of the most well-beloved coaches in the NFL, with one of the most winningest coaches ever, hasn't won a Super Bowl. Every one of those storylines. I understand. I get all of those storylines.
Other than the uniforms, their red is too red.
Their red is too red and their
their
yellow's too yellow.
yeah,
I
it's too
disagree.
much.
I disagree.
And their
red.
racist chant. I don't approve of their racist chant. I really don't.
I got you.
But I did get a message from one Brian Hudson, who did us this favor, Jay. Hey, Mike, sorry about your Niners. I thought they were going to get it done for you. Anyways, the reason I'm writing is I timed the total minutes of actual playing
Yes, Brian.
time for the game yesterday. Thought you might be interested.
Oh, boy.
This is every time players were moving on the field.
Over
Can we get-
under 15.
Minutes?
Yeah. I'd say under.
Under.
Yeah.
This is every time players were moving on the field from snap to tackle, kickoffs, field goals,
Yes.
etc. Once the ball was moved, the clock was running. It's broken down by each quarter as well.
This is a lot of work.
What do you
man.
guys think?
I know. Way to
Okay.
go, Brian. Because honestly, Gab and I talked about doing this. I'm like, no,
Too much work.
I know. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just want to watch some commercials and zone out and go get
For
something
one-
to
for the-
eat. And I don't want to have to worry about this. She's like, yeah, we'll do it another time.
Yeah. Well,
Brian did the work for us.
Brian did the legwork for you. If we can try now, do we all believe in Brian?
Yes, absolutely.
Sure.
Brian is.
I mean,
yeah,
I
very
don't
trustworthy
really
sounding.
Know who he is, but
he's
sure.
a Brian IAN, not a YAN. I
Yes.
think that lends
Okay.
credibility to his name at least. Does anyone want to see if they can guess
Okay, the actual-
minutes
for the full game?
I won't do tenths of seconds
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
12:48.
1350.
Ooh, you would have won, but you went over. Your little guy climbing
it.
the mountain went over the top.
Price is
So
fucking
Jay
right.
wins.
Hey, people, wait a minute. Let me ask
Yodelay.
do you think if it weren't for the Price is Right, that would be the measure? Like if you were closest,
I think
but you
it
went
usually
over?
is closest without going over.
But
Is
if,
it?
but if it weren't for the
Oh,
Price
that's a
is
good
Right,
question, E.
I think it is, dude. I think other game shows have done it closest to the without
Price
going
is
over.
Right been going
But
for
was
so
it put in
long.
place by Price is Right? Wow, E. That's a fabulous question. Just
Like, are we
absolutely
just trained
fabulous.
to decide that that's the best?
I think you might be right, man.
Because his answer stomped on yours. He's
Yeah?
much closer, but he went over the fucking yodeling.
Oh my God, okay.
hill.
So it's like 13:30 or something.
1332.87.
Oh my God!
So
That's all there was.
So for a new listener, what we're doing right here is Jay's big problem with football is too much time,
Too many rules.
too much
time.
stoppage, too many commercials, how much gameplay. And as a soccer fan or football fan, like
you.
Jay is, it bothers you. It's like, dude, they run a play and then there's 40 seconds of shit downtime. I wonder how much actual gameplay there is. And so we've wondered for a while, and we kind of knew it was absurd.
Yeah, we now know.
So it's 60-minute game that took 5 hours to play yesterday. The actual moments of game time,
terrible.
13 minutes,
That is
32
astounding.
seconds.
Why do kids like to play this game? Honestly, dude,
Yeah.
I don't understand.
3 minutes, 4 seconds in the first quarter.
Holy shit, man.
3 minutes, 2 seconds in the second quarter. Third quarter, 2 minutes, 51 seconds.
Oh my god.
Fourth quarter,
God.
4 minutes, 33 seconds.
Yeah, probably.
Third quarter just flew by.
2 seconds. Dude, 2 minutes, 51 seconds.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
That is awful.
Isn't that crazy? So, yeah. I mean, I'm bummed. My team lost. I hate losing. You know, I tweeted out last night, this is the dream. This is any kid that plays football. Isn't that the dream, to get the ball down by 4, need a touchdown to win it with 4 minutes left?
I would say
ball
so, yeah.
Ball at your own 15.
That's a scenario you
Dude.
play out in your backyard.
Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, down by 3,
Yep.
bases loaded, and yick one, right? Grand slam, walk off to win it all. It's happened a couple times where people have walked off. Blue Jays guy, Joe, whatever. But so I tweeted out, okay, is Garoppolo Joe Montana or is he Colin Kaepernick?
He's Colin Kaepernick.
And then I had to come back and go, well, Kaepernick. I mean,
yeah, dude, he just did not impress me at all.
yeah.
I don't know.
well,
I know it's one game, and I've seen very little of him, but I was just like, whatever, dude. I mean, this
That
could be
was-
anybody.
a terrible game for him. Terrible. And not to go deep diving X's and O's, but there are certain players on that squad, and George Kittle, the tight end, is a fucking beast. He was wide open multiple times and just flat not thrown to. Not thrown to. Like, dude, how do you have 3 receptions and 38 yards with the most beast-like player on the field? It's incredible. How do you overthrow by 5 yards a wide-open game, potentially winning touchdown over the top? Incredible.
I don't remember. I was trying to remember that last, I guess, half of the fourth quarter. But I know one part to me, like that time when they had like 3rd and like 9, right near the end there.
Who,
And
the
they went-
Niners?
Yeah, and they went for like almost a touchdown pass. Maybe that's the one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
probably.
But okay, if you're 3rd and 9 with like 2 minutes to go and you're down 4, I do not understand why you're not. You know this is a 4-down situation. Why are you throwing it 20 yards? Why are you not just playing this as if we definitely have 2 downs? Let's throw 5 yards.
Because you drop back and you don't expect to see your wide receiver breaking wide open in the middle of the field on a post route.
Okay,
I mean, that's
maybe.
You see it over the top. It's like, dude, that is a gimme. Send that thing on its trajectory. Make him chase that thing down to a middle of the end zone. You can't throw it over the top of his head by 5 yards.
Yeah, maybe that is the
Holy
same play.
Shit.
How do you let the guy get behind you too? It's like
Great
this is
question.
the game right here.
I will say,
question.
Mike, I'm going to say this too. I hate to. Luckily, you're at peace with this, so I can share this with you. But when they were sitting there up 10,
Yeah.
or whatever, or I don't remember what the situation was, but I was like, all they have to do is not throw an interception here.
It's Jesus'
Or
fault.
not go
Like,
3
It's
and out.
Jesus' fault. He jinxed you.
And I was just like, it happened. I'm trying to remember for what team. I swear it hurt you somehow. But I was sitting
Sure,
there.
that made you happy, I'm sure.
I was cheering for you, kind of.
All right, I said I was going to get a little sour grapesy, and I'm just going to get sour grapesy for a moment, and then we'll move on. We can get to whatever else you guys want to talk about the Super Bowl.
Halftime.
That fucking offensive pass interference call at the end of the first half.
Oh, I thought that was legit. Push off.
Bullshit. Now, technically, by the letter of the law, sure. But if you watched week to week of the NFL, that is not called ever.
I'll say
Ever.
I will say this: they were ticky tack on that and calling that, and then they didn't call several blows to Garoppolo's head.
Yeah.
That they would typically call. Like really meaningful
Like
moments
that one
too.
crown of the helmet,
Yes.
the jaw, when he went down, he's holding his helmet.
I mean, that would have been reviewed over and over. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? And they were just
Not
like,
even a mention.
blow past it.
The other one that
Which to me was fine. Is like that's what I hate are all those little stoppages and he barely hit him and you know.
that's what we know now.
I know that's the new norm, and
You
so
know?
for them to just put that aside in the Super Bowl.
And, people are going, oh, come on, that's pass interference, offensive pass interference. You're just blah, 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 because your team, blah, blah, blah. And by the letter of the law, he extends his arm. And I'm going, fine. Then Rudolph's game-winning touchdown 2 weeks earlier in overtime for the Vikings to beat the Saints was the most egregious push-off to separate himself from a DB to win that game. It's like, fine, if you call that one and you call this one and you consistently call it week to week, fine. But that was about as soft a fucking offensive pass interference call, and it took points off the board. It's pure and simple. The other one is, Miracle Mahomes, 13-step drop. Incredible. His line's going to hate him for that. 5-step drop, 7-step drop, 13-step drop to wind up and barely launch this pass to Hill for 44 yards that set up all those, the run they went on for 4 minutes, right? That was on 3rd and 15, 3rd and 13. Niners haven't given up a play that big all year.
Okay.
And they did here. You know why? Because their fucking defensive end, Bosa, so badly beat Eric Fisher, the tackle, inside that the dude just grabbed him around the waist. And just grabbed him around the waist. No call. It was a terrible holding penalty. It should have been called. Still almost got there. Mahomes barely got the pass off. 44 yards. Wow, brilliant. Hello. Sorry. You have the most feared D-line in the entire NFL. Not one hold all game, really. Not one hold. That's impossible.
Yeah.
And that one was just bad, and it was a big play. I'm sorry, it's a big play and a big moment. I'm done with my sour grapes.
You think they just blew it, though, right? Like, obviously, you're not considering a conspiracy level situation here.
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I would think they
You're
would.
not going to file suit like the good people of New
Well,
Orleans.
I hadn't thought about that, Jay.
You and
Would you be interested
Marin
in
County.
taking this? Would you take
You and all of Marin County.
Can you imagine
suing the league?
Marin County, they'd get one glass of wine and a couple cubes of cheese in, and they'd forget all about their lawsuit. Just wouldn't.
Oh, hey,
care.
isn't it beautiful outside? Never mind.
Well, it sucks because as a football fan, I know, dude, that could have been your one. That could have been your one shot at like getting another Super.
That was his Dan Marino moment.
It could be 25 years. It's just so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard, and it's like fuck. You blew it. It was right there, and you blew it. And I'm okay. I honestly, I know I'm a little more animated now than you would have thought I would be. But it sucks. I'm real about it. I know, dude. They say 50 years since the Chiefs won a Super. It's been 25 since the Niners won one.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah, I mean they were in one 8 years ago, but they fucking lost.
Were you more upset this time or with the Kaepernick loss?
Last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was younger, cared more passion.
Hey, Arnold Roofing. They're a listener-owned business that serves Southeast Michigan and surrounding areas since 1998. They specialize in repairs, replacements, new roofs, of course. Arnold Roofing has the experience and knowledge to provide you a reliable product backed by quality workmanship and extensive warranties. Get this, they'll do the work with no money down. That means you pay upon completion, and that means Arnold Roofing is dedicated to your complete satisfaction. So get roofed up proper. Go to arnoldroofing.com for free estimates and more information, or call 248-634-0189.
Very good. Yeah, to my own point, the Niners came into that game allowing only 8 completions the entire season on passes thrown more than 20 yards downfield. Fewest of any NFL team in 14 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So to give up a 44-yarder.
I think you owe an apology to that larger man at the liquor store if you see him next time.
Screw that guy, E.
Sorry.
So what did you guys like? I got to be honest with you, Jay. I didn't pay that much attention to the halftime show.
Really?
I just didn't, dude.
Oh, Mike.
Like,
how can you not?
Prince singing Purple Rain in the fucking rain.
It's J-Lo and Shakira, 2 old ladies shaking their asses.
2 old ladies shaking their asses.
50 years old J-Lo, and Shakira has to be 45 or something.
Something like that.
It was, I kind of liked it.
I liked it a lot, actually.
It moved quick. It moved from thing to thing to thing to thing.
Yeah.
It didn't, obviously, those things are enormously choreographed and crazy amount of camera angles and shit that has to go just right, and it felt like it did. I mean, there was no.
They're usually pretty good about that.
There was nothing that just left you going, what the fuck, other than just these 2 rando, and I'm sure Latin America, or,
right.
Latino rappers know these 2 gentlemen, but whoever they were,
Ali G.
Yeah, right. 2 Ali Gs.
2 Ali Gs came out on stage. Yeah.
Yeah. So other than that, just sort of randomly happening.
Was there?
In my mind, it was good.
Did anyone ride a giant fucking lion like Katy Perry?
No, there were no.
Did anyone
sharks.
Fly on a star like
Gaga? No, it was not Gaga level. But the 2 of them, I think, put together a good show. There's no way, to me, Shakira way outshined J-Lo. J-Lo is weak, man.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean,
I can't believe J-Lo's as big a star as she is. I don't get it.
It's because
she's like Paula Abdul to me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like a newer version
she's
of
Abdul-esque. Yeah, but she's the triple threat, right? I mean, she can do...
What, you saying Abdul wasn't a triple threat?
No, man. No, J-Lo is a legit actress, I guess, right? I mean, she's been in a lot of stuff.
Geely?
No, she's been in a lot of stuff. And,
yeah. Did she play Selena or something?
Yeah.
In one of those movies?
I think, her first she
goes
way back.
She's done
she goes
stuff.
way back, and she's been in the public eye for what?
Sure.
30 years, at least. More than that.
Yeah.
And she's just regularly works. So she's just, kind of top of mind, pop culture, everybody knows her.
Do you appreciate or find yourself annoyed by the tone and sound of Shakira's voice? I don't know, the hips don't lie.
No, I like her. Yeah, I've always liked her.
I kind of do too.
And she
not enough to watch, but
no.
I don't. Here's the thing. I was starving, and I knew I had a very limited window.
Yeah, like a half an hour.
I wanted to make some nachos, and so I had to get the chips out and then put the bean thing on it, and then cheese and cut up olives, put it in the oven, and all that kind of stuff. And it was like, well.
And to me, nachos require attention. They do.
Oh.
People think, I can just put that in. No, you got to watch it. You got to move it around a little bit.
And you better watch it.
It's got to be just right.
It's done lickety-split before you know it. Quick like a bunny.
Yeah.
And so, I can't leave it unattended, but I'm not, I'm more focused on my nacho prep than I was Shakira and J-Lo. And that was the sacrifice I made. I wasn't going to sacrifice game time. And the Super Bowl is getting annoying.
Can't you push pause? No.
Yeah, but I'm constantly getting tweets and Facebooks. And I turn it over, but my family's texting. And, you don't want to get backed up on time in the Super Bowl. It's a dangerous, dangerous place to be.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's one of the games I wouldn't probably want to.
Yeah,
especially if my team's in it.
Because there's no makeup time. Like the beauty of the way we watch football in this house is let it go for an hour, and then we can fast forward through every commercial the whole game.
Oh,
Super Bowl, there's
you
no
want to watch all
time.
the commercials?
Well, I feel like we sort of.
So you sacrifice halftime to watch the commercials?
Dude,
which you could have watched
I'm
at
not
other
saying it
times.
was a great decision. I'm just saying
Not that
it
you
was.
couldn't watch halftime now.
Well, I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching Talking Heads talk about, you know, how the 49ers are done and, Garoppolo's the worst ever. And it's hilarious.
Dude, I know this
but-
is such a cliche thought, but when I did think it, for some reason yesterday, because of how, like, the halftime show was, I don't know, it was just kind of almost an electric music feel. There wasn't really instruments, not that there usually is, but for whatever reason, I just was like, these players are just sitting in the fucking locker
Dude, all the
rooms going-
pregame shit,
like,
too,
how
them standing
loud
there.
that is, and just like how much it would be. Like
The delay, how
Right.
long, how
Compared to what
loud,
they're
how
used to.
yeah, how
Like-
Yeah.
annoying. Just oh my god, I just want to play this game. I just want to go back out and play another 2 of the 13 minutes that we get to play in this game.
Yeah, and you would think, like, the NFL would go, okay, you can build whatever show you want around our game, but one thing we know is these players get into a routine and they're so finely tuned.
Come on. And
Not
Pepsi says, we'll pay you double. And
No,
and
I
NFL
get it.
goes, yes, do
I get it,
that.
but
Screw the players. Who cares? They can wait.
I think that's just bad, dude. I honestly, like, these guys get on such routines, and the level they go to, it's insane. And so I think it's kind of weird. Like, you're used to doing it this way all the time. Your prep is the same all the time, and then all of a sudden you're there an extra 3 hours early. Now you got to do this pregame shit, the anthem, which we'll do the anthem, and then 50 minutes later we'll kick off. It's like these guys, they do the anthem, and
God
then they
bless
kick
America.
off.
Then the
Yeah.
anthem. I mean, they're out there a long time.
The pomp.
The
and-
circumstance
I mean-
is just unbelievable in this thing.
Couldn't you do a end of the game show, like halftime post game concert with Shakira,
Nah.
and then do a fucking 3 hour show if you want? Brought to you by Pepsi. Cares? I don't
they
really
can't.
hate that, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying. Did the moment of silence? Did you see that for Kobe?
No, I didn't.
A lot of players were wearing Kobe-inspired cleats. Mamba,
Mm-hmm.
yellow and purple. They each lined up on the respective.
Was the Chiefs dude wearing Jordans? Was that just me? They're
Oh,
like
yeah.
Jordan style cleats. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, I love it. This year,
cool.
This year, the Jordan ones. I think those are the Jordan ones.
Hmm.
The players are all, like, a lot of them are wearing them. But yeah, they lined up on their respective 24-yard lines.
Oh.
Did you get it? Number 24.
What about the 8-yard line? Huh? What about that?
I don't love him that much. And then they.
I don't understand. So half of these things are for 8, half are for 24. What?
Well, 24 was after the rape.
Yeah. So he's a rapist at that point, allegedly.
Yeah, alleged. Pretty damning evidence, though. I got to be honest with you, Jay. I mean, it does not look good.
Before that, though, he was number 8. So
Yeah.
if you want to keep it clean,
And then the announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join in a moment of silence as the 49ers, Chiefs, and the National Football League extend our deepest condolences to the friends and families of those lost this past week. They will never be forgotten.
Which people?
And then 2 of the stadium's 4 video screens showed an image of Kobe, and then the names of the other 8 victims. And it's like, I guarantee there were meetings going on going, hey, man, you can't just say, for the loss of Kobe Bryant
Yeah,
and the rest.
yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
And others.
they are and others. And these people do not want to be scrolling the names of 8 people you don't know. I'll give you Gianni, Gigi, his daughter, fine,
Who I understand was number 2. So there are number 2s being. Who was it?
Oh,
That's what they're gonna do
What
for
is
the
it,
All-Star
Connecticut?
game.
Somebody.
UConn basketball?
Somebody did a number 2 thing for Gigi. Like, are you kidding?
Well, I
That's
think
what
she
they're gonna-
had dreams of, like, is UConn the women's basketball program that's really strong?
yeah.
She had dreams of going to UConn, and so they had her jersey number 2 on the bench.
Okay.
Well, that's what
Like
they're
the
going to do
next
for
day.
the All-Star game. The East, I don't know which team is which, but one
Yeah,
of the
that's
teams
what I
is going
heard.
to wear 8
Okay.
or 2, and one team's going to wear 24.
Yeah.
Did you
What
see
about number 8?
Did you see Trump's tweet
No.
after the game? Fuck, dude. And then the hashtag started trending. Stone Cold Idiot. It was trending all night. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs on a great game and a fantastic comeback. Under immense pressure, you represented the great state of Kansas and, in
Oh,
fact,
no.
the entire USA so very well. Our country is very proud of you.
It's Missouri, huh?
That's Missouri.
You know, it's kind of a stupid situation. I'm not blaming
it
Trump.
is.
Trump's a moron.
You're right.
But, and I'm
You're
sure he
blaming
did-
Missouri, aren't
But
you?
I mean, dude, why is there fucking... there's
Which one was
cities-
first?
I looked
Well,
it up today.
It's the river, right? It's just the
Yes.
river that separates Missouri,
Yes.
like Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City. Missouri. So it's not that big of an ass whooping, but everybody knows the Chiefs are in Kansas City, Missouri.
Well, which one was established first, though?
What did I? I
did the research?
I literally did look it up today, and I forget, but it
Was it just all at the same time?
Yeah,
They're
the
like, well,
state
then
was-
half of us are across the river, and we'll just call the whole thing, the whole
he's right.
settlement.
For one, it was on the river, and I think that I forget already, but I think
Jesus.
in my
Wow.
remembrance though, the city came before the state of Kansas. Like it was Kansas City, Missouri, before that was a state.
Wow. The state
So it was
grew
just
around
like
the
a
I'm
city.
more confused than I was a minute
Here, I
ago.
can look it up, I guess. Here,
Yeah.
1 second.
I'd like to get to the bottom of Death Valley. I'm more interested in that.
Hmm.
You know, LSU Tigers, Clemson Tigers both claim to have Death Valley as their stadium. What?
Oh.
They both claim Death Valley? No, sir. It's bad enough you're both Tigers. So, yeah. What'd you think of the commercials?
Groundhog Day, best one.
Yeah, it won.
Yeah, okay.
By far, yeah. In the the USA Today ad meter that they do that rates what people are.
Bill Murray's great. Having a groundhog in tow. I
Yeah.
just love the look of the groundhog as he just sits there with a
Ned
little
Ryerson.
rodent face just sitting
Yeah.
The
there.
only two bad
Got a little
things.
helmet on.
Yeah,
He's he's
it's
belted
great.
in.
Yeah.
The only too bad thing about that is now because we have the internet, obviously, you can look at all these. Now, I don't care about you looking at it ahead of time, but I saw the director's cut, the minute version, and it was way better.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it just had more scenes.
Sure.
He walked in like a restaurant, and he's with the groundhog, and she's like, "No animals." Then he comes back next day and has a service animal on there, and she's like, "Oh, welcome to
Sweet.
follow me, sir," or whatever.
Can you find that one, E? The director's cut? I wouldn't mind watching
let
that.
me see if
It's perfect because February 2nd is Groundhog Day. It was also the Super Bowl and Kristen's birthday. Happy birthday, Chris, my little sister. But yeah, I mean, you can't. It's perfect.
great, yeah.
It's a perfect fit. They should have been planning that a year out. Ned Ryerson.
Yep, absolutely.
In there. I mean, were you kind of hoping Bill would punch him?
Right.
He walks up and just blasts him in the face that one
Step
time.
in the puddle.
And maybe you probably could have gotten even more of the original actors in that.
So
I don't
this
know.
is
how
like a
many
minute
need.
45, the director's cut, but I mean,
Is there talking over it, or is it just the
it's
commercial?
just the commercial.
You want to see it, Jay? I
Yep,
kind of do.
yep.
Go ahead.
Okay, campers, rise and shine. It's Groundhog Day. And don't forget your booties, because it's cold out there today.
What a great storyline, too.
I did love this fucking movie, by the way, as a kid.
It's me, Ned Ryerson. Okay, little fella, good job.
That's different.
Good job. Hey!
Stole the groundhog. Got the groundhog.
Jumps in Gladiator. There he is.
Look at that poops.
Hey, Farmer Bob.
Have we met? You believe this guy?
Look at him. Yeah. You're gonna freeze to death.
Who cares? See you tomorrow.
Look at that furry rodent all buckled in.
I love that rodent.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We'll drive.
So chubby.
Yeah.
I don't know where we park. Following you.
That's awesome.
Hands at 10 and 2. It's funny. I have hair, but you have fur.
Here we go.
Sir, no animals.
Oh. 2 for dinner.
Emotional support.
Hello.
Safety first.
There he is with the helmet.
Got a little helmet on and stuff.
That was Phil Connors. Bing. Hello.
It's not personal. It's just
Whack-a-mole.
Yeah. Things looking at him like, son of a bitch.
not a bad day, huh?
Yeah, great ad.
It's the perfect ad.
It is.
For the date that it fell on and for the fact that it follows the story, the plot line of the actual movie, where he hates the fact that it's Groundhog's Day every day. Now he wakes up because of the Rubicon and he's excited. It's perfect. It's a perfect premise.
And
And then
it's-
you get a cute animal in
It's
there.
perfect because our generation loved that movie, and it's been a while, right?
And Bill Murray's great.
yeah.
Everybody loves Bill Murray.
Absolutely. What
So-
about the Hyundai Smart Pack?
The Smart Pack, number 2.
Yeah, that was good.
A
Yeah.
lot of good ones, honestly. The last few years, there's been all this thing with things people getting offended or this or that. So it's like they've kind of gone where they've almost been worried maybe to do stuff. But I thought there was like a lot of solid ones. The Reese's one, the 5, what's it fucking called? The candy bar, but
Oh,
it was
the
like
Take 5?
Take 5, but it was like that was a joke. Everyone was getting like she's like, "Oh, you'd have to be head in your sand," and they're like, "I'm offended," and there was just all these different versions of
Some
it.
guy with his head in his ass
Yeah.
comes
Oh, yeah,
walking
I
in.
remember that one, yeah.
Yeah. The Smart Pack was great, except it got so much hype before the week leading up that it was like I'd seen it so many times. It was like an old.
I hadn't seen it.
It wasn't like a new commercial. I hadn't seen the Bill Murray one until day of.
What'd you think of the Tide with Charlie Day? The recurring Tide. It's kind of interesting how they do that and they step into different ads.
Yeah.
Different ad space, like they share it with Bud Light and stuff. It's
Yeah.
kind of weird to see. I know that it's not the first time that's been done, but
See, I got a problem with the plot line.
yeah, I mean,
Change
it
your
was
shirt, man. Just take it off, or don't fucking worry about it. You know what I mean? Like the plot line
Yeah, but
worked
Tide
for
wants,
Bill Murray.
Tide wants you to know that you can clean your shirt. So
Right.
that's kind of the point.
Later.
Yeah.
Smat Pack.
Smat Pack.
Smat Pack works because it's like, wow, I didn't know a Hyundai could do that. Cool. You know, Bill Murray, the plot line is so strong. Love it. Tide one,
How about the Bryan Cranston Mountain Dew? The
don't know if I
The Shining? The Shining redo?
I
No,
like
you didn't
it.
see that?
I don't know if I
like
saw
it
that one.
personally, but it was
What
too
time
bad.
did this air? Did this air when things were getting really contentious in the game?
I don't know. I don't remember.
The one, Doritos Cool Ranch, the Cool Ranch with Sam Elliott and
Oh, yeah.
Lil Nas X.
Yes,
that was
that was
fucking
sweet.
dope. His
Yeah.
mustache doing the
Hell
wave.
yeah.
Yeah, and then the horse.
That was great.
That was good. That one came in fourth. Rocket Mortgage, comfortable. That was great. Jason Momoa, the
was
wrestler
weird, man.
actor, where he's taking his
That was
fucking muscles.
totally
up.
weird.
Creepy.
Very creepy.
The one that that a lot of people thought was the best. It came in third as far as the USA Today 2020 ad meter rankings. But a lot of people really loved Loretta, the Google one.
Oh, the tearjerker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With, an aging parent.
That's one of those ones. I gotta be honest. I was at a like a place where people were there, so it wasn't like I was just sitting by myself watching it, and I didn't even kind of know what happened because I felt like I had to really listen. Does that make sense? Like
Yes,
I didn't get
you
the-
would have had to listen.
like
and pay
no, but like
attention,
with people like in the
Yeah.
room, and then now there's like kind of an emotional one. Like humorous ones, people will stop more and be like, "Oh shit, I heard about this one." But some emotional one, I don't know.
shit's
it's
not making me laugh.
right?
Give me
I
a
don't know.
Dorito.
That's how I feel about it.
Well, you had this one as an 85-year-old grandfather who uses Google Assistant, like whether that's Siri or whatever, using the Google Assistant to keep memory of his late wife alive. So basically it's saying that this guy's kind of losing his memory and he's forgetting things. And so he's able to go, hey, Google, jot down memories such as, and so he asked the Google Assistant to recall photos of their time together and jot down his memories of her, such as Loretta used to hum show tunes. Loretta's favorite flowers were tulips. Bet he loved tulips on his organ, huh? So yeah, but the cool thing is, this was an in-house production. They did not use an ad agency for this.
Yeah.
This is based on a real person at Google whose grandmother or grandfather this kind of happened to.
Yeah, well, that's cool and all, but they're just trying to change the subject from them spying on all of us.
I know, right?
Selling our shit.
I know.
Listening in.
Sons of bitches.
I know you're listening, Google.
Dude, you know what? You
That's
guys,
why we use the DuckDuckGo machine now.
That's why we have to duct tape our cameras on our computers and phones and shit, you pieces of shit.
you want to talk about listening in? Like, I know we all know this, so it's just another extreme example in a way. But like on my Facebook, you get the ads. Oh, look up a hotel anywhere in the fucking state, and
Oh
then
my
see how
God.
many ads you get. I have never gotten a fucking ad ever for Valentine's Day. I am getting every fucking. I'm scrolling down my feed.
They know about Mandy.
every fucking.
They knew you were a fucking
screen-
single piece of shit forever. It's like he ain't buying flowers for a hooker. We know that.
You clicked in a relationship, didn't you?
I
He
did,
did,
yeah.
and so it's
Boom.
like now
Bam.
it's just like boom, 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 boom.
Is that enough?
it
trigger
must
that
be.
shit?
It must be. Or they're
Dude,
reading my phone, whatever.
I
but-
was talking to Derek today. We went to grab something to eat after we were at Pat Collins thing service, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I was reading this story about the Ring, app and the Ring camera that people have in their house, and how like whatever you do, don't install it." And I have one. I haven't installed it yet, but I got it for Christmas. And he's like, dude, they're able to go in there, get your IP addresses. They're fucking now they're able to go inside your fucking TV, anything that's hooked up to your network in the house. I'm like, because I'm thinking like, okay, so they get some street views. Who gives a shit? It's a camera. He's like, no, dude. They get into your IP address that it's hooked up to. He said, next thing you know, they're fucking filming you nude in the shower. They're filming fucking kids and then selling videos of
Deuce.
children nude online.
He's just playing it out.
And I was just like, oh shit, it was some story you read. He's like, dude, yeah, like once they have access to your fucking IP address and everything in house, they can literally log in. They can see what you like based on clicks. They can go like, oh, that's his credit card number. He just bought that. Now we get his credit card number. And then over the weekend, I had to call Aaron. I got a call on my phone. Pops up Google. It says Google. And, and sometimes it'll just display the phone number. Sometimes it'll say J Detroit Cast. This one said Google, and I was like, huh. Well, I have been playing some video games on there a lot. Maybe I spent too much money. And they're going, did you really make these stupid purchases? So I answer it. And it's like, hello, sir.
Bad idea.
And it's like, Google employee needs to talk to you about some shenanigans on your account.
Just remind us of your social security number and credit card number, please.
Press 1 to
And we'll
accept
get
the call.
started.
I press 1, and these sons of bitches got a fucking Indian guy on there. No offense, Raj. I know you're probably listening. He's like, yes, Mr. Walters, thank you. My name is Pete.
No, it's not.
Pete, stop
it's
it.
not Pete.
Anyway, this guy goes on to tell me, listen, your account has been hacked, and the hackers, and I'm like, would Google be saying hackers and hacked? It's the first clue. He's like, they tried to
compromised.
make a charge of $599.
Please give us your password now.
We were able to shut it down. The hackers were not successful in gaining your in making this purchase. I said, cool. Thanks for letting me know. And I said, is there something I need to do, Pete? And he says, well, this is very disconcerting. The problem is, Mr. Walters, they have access to your IP address now. So they can literally go in, these hackers. These hackers can go in to anything on there. They can get into your computer. They can get into this and that. And he goes, but for $199, we can upgrade the security. I go, thanks, man. I'm good, Pete. He goes, thank you for what? I said, fuck off. Click. Hung up on him. And then I called the around like, he's like, no, you did the right thing. Fuck Pete.
Well, I would say the wrong.
But dude, if I was 85, if I was an 85-year-old woman, I would have said, do it. Yes, I need the
Here's
extra
my credit card.
security.
Your first mistake, it would have been. I don't even know why you picked it up, but I get it. I get that you didn't.
Only because it said Google. I was just.
no way.
But if I'm late on a payment, I'll get a call and it'll say Ford Credit. So I was like, okay, I do have a Google account that money goes into. Maybe, who knows?
Huh.
Now I know you can literally put anything in there that the call's coming from. It can make it look. Aaron was telling me like just how advanced they're getting it, making it look legit. But he's like, yeah, if they ask you for any money, anything, and run.
Hey, speaking of money, now's the time to call our friend Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial for the investment guidance you deserve. You've worked for years to provide for your family and set aside money for retirement. But do you know if you'll be able to retire on your terms?
How could you?
How could you know, Isis? If you don't have a plan, Mark will help you create a plan and make sure your money is working as hard as you are. And as you know, I work for Merck. So I'd love to meet you too. Call today, 248
Work for Merck.
626-2000. Ask for Mark or Jay to set up a meeting.
Wait, Mike, when you talked about, the thing of people try to get money out of you, and I know it's like this is another one that's very cliche, the idea of going to the auto place, and some guy going, oh, yeah, you need one of these, and yada, yada to people that don't know what they're talking about. But
Sure.
I was getting my oil change recently, and it's like, dude, literally a few weeks before this, my last oil change, so like a month or two ago, the guy goes, dude,
You need an entire system flush.
right, you're right, dude,
Yeah.
you need your power steering is, let me just show you, oh my lord, you need it fucking now, today. So I'm like, okay, fuck it. He seems pretty legit. And he showed it to me. This guy seemed more legit.
See that? It's gook.
You
Look
know,
at that
this is what
gook
it
and
should
built.
look like.
It's all ball bearings these days, Jesus.
I drove a lot of miles in the last little bit. So I got my oil changed literally like 2 months, less than 2 months after the last one. The guy goes, oh, yeah, I'm going to tell you, and I'm not saying you need to, but this power steering is looking a little cloudy. I'm like, really? Because I just got it fucking changed like
Nicey.
a month ago.
Yeah.
It's like, and it was just like
Stand your ground, E.
No, but it was just one of those moments where I'm like, dude, now I know. Like you always suspect that some of these guys fuck with you, and it's like,
Total
dude,
bullshit.
now I fucking know. I can't believe. And then he tried to sell me like 5 other things during the thing. He's like, oh, and what? I'm like, dude, just want the fucking oil change, man. Just don't even.
Yeah, the amount of times when I used to go to those, because now I'm usually getting like a lease, and so it comes with free oil changes, so you don't have to worry about that as
It
much.
does.
Yeah, like I'll take it. Kabara will, I'll go in for service or whatever. I thought it did, anyways.
I think you get
Does for
one.
me. No, I don't know.
Okay.
It used to do that with the Lincolns. It came with when I had those. It always came with free oil changes. They'd come pick the fucking car up for me. But but going into those other places, the Quickie Lube or the whatever they are, and I'd be pulling into that big bay garage thing and just going, I'm not doing it. I'm not buying fucking anything but that $12 oil change. That's all I want.
Which is
that
never
is
really
it.
there.
I am not doing anything more. And it's like, nope, just the oil change, just the oil change. And I'll be goddamn if not every single time
Your
I
air
walk out of there
filter
paying.
looks filthy.
They'll pull it out. Dude, I'm not telling you what to do, but this engine's going to blow any minute if you don't change this. If $11 that means that much to you. And I'll be goddamn if I don't walk out of there spending $54 every single time.
Well, I will say this: like 2 months ago, when I got the actual power steering fluid, like honestly, when I got it changed and I was driving it out of there, I was like, holy shit! Like I could. That I don't know how to explain it, but it seemed more legitimate how the guy showed me. When I got done with it, I was like, holy fuck, dude, I can tell. But then it was like 2 months later, and this guy's like, dude, I'm not saying you have to get it, but I'm like, yeah, no, dude. And then no to everything else you're about to ask me now.
That
like,
checklist they have that
right.
really, and then they give you that receipt that's like 18 pages long with the holes on either side. It's like,
Yeah, off their dot matrix printer.
yeah,
Yeah.
crazy. Would it have been weird? You know how the NFL has been celebrating their 100 years, so they've got their 100 years, the greatest players, greatest moments, and so the big one was the greatest moment in the history of the NFL. And I thought you'd be happy to know that there were 4 finalists, the catch being one of them, the immaculate reception,
The catch.
yep, the helmet catch,
Okay.
and then the perfect season. And I want to say I'm like 99% sure. I don't think the catch won. I think it was the immaculate reception that won.
I don't even remember
And that was when Jesus was conceived, right?
You're right.
Yeah. I believe that.
Franco Harris?
Franco Harris. So anyways, they've been celebrating this, and they've got on the NFL Network, they've been running like greatest receivers, and then they'll have like, oh, these 12 guys are the greatest receivers of all time. And they've been doing it for months, just celebrating themselves.
Ray Caruth, etc.
Yeah, he didn't make the list. I was shocked too. But he had the trajectory. If not for that little
Well on
murder.
his way.
One person who did make the list, though, O.J. Simpson. And so at the game yesterday, I don't know if you saw it in the pregame, they had
Yeah.
all of them out there on the field.
Right.
And there's,
Didn't it look like Barry just like threw on a tie at the last minute?
it looked like Barry didn't bring a tie, and
Yeah.
someone found one in the locker
Yeah.
room, or he
So, like,
stole it from a security
Exceedingly
guard.
short and wide and just like
Yeah.
not matching. Just
Disheveled,
throw it on Barry quick.
untucked, shirt. I didn't hate it, but it did not look like that was the planned outfit. Like Barry showed up in an Adidas T-shirt, and Nike went, "Fuck, dude, put a tie on or something." O.J. Simpson wasn't there. A lot of people think it would have been he's got very strict parole rules because he's in Vegas. He does have family in Florida, but he's got to extensively plan out, to go there for short periods of time and then
Get approvals,
and
et cetera.
Yes. But what did it? O.J. Simpson is shameless enough. He would have just
would
gone
all.
there and been waving.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Right?
Yes,
Fuck
they were
yes.
they did well not to invite O.J. Simpson. Yes,
I
that was
think-
the right move.
I think he was invited, though.
Oh my god!
I mean, they invited the 100 greatest players, blah, 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 whatever. And so there were like 12 running backs honored. And OJ was one of the 12 greatest NFL running backs. And I'm thinking about it going,
I can't imagine that. Really, they
Yes.
really invited him,
yeah,
or did they just name him one? I can see them naming him one. Can't ignore that he played in the league. He was a good player. But you really, you
O.J.
invite
Simpson
him?
made his daily appearance on Twitter, but not at the Super Bowl, at Super Bowl 2020 to be honored as part of the NFL 100. Maybe due to Simpson's parole stemming from his kidnapping and robbery charges. Former running back lives in Vegas. He's only permitted short trips to Florida to visit family. So he did not make the trip to Miami on Sunday to be on the field pregame as one of the greatest 100 players in the history of the game.
They don't say he was invited.
Yeah, they don't. Could you? But if he's on the list, that's got to be a really tough position to be in. Like,
No,
was-
it doesn't. Honestly,
He's
if
sweet.
you're the commissioner, if you're the person in charge of putting no, that's not a tough call at all. No, fuck that.
no,
No,
I mean,
no.
don't. He
Not
was
tough
found
at all.
innocent, Jay.
Not tough at all. He was found completely
he was
innocent.
found completely innocent of double murder. No, he was acquitted though. He was found not guilty. And so at some point, yeah, he had the little dust up with the robbery thing, which was kind of bogus, trumped up charges, I'll be honest. That was payback for the double murders. We all agree, right?
Yeah.
That should not have been, 12 years in fucking jail for what he did. If that was, if it wasn't for the double murders he committed, allegedly, it would have been different. So, like, the NFL.
Not a tough call.
No?
Easy. You do not invite the guy. Can you imagine if they invited the guy and he's standing there?
Because I would think he would go and wave. Like,
I totally believe he would go and wave.
Yeah, he would have found a way to make the parole.
but Ray
however.
Lewis is allowed to go?
Yeah.
Ray Lewis murdered a motherfucker, too,
He's
right?
on Dancing with the Stars and everything.
I don't really forget that guy. He was great,
I don't
too.
even. What was the Ray Lewis
And he had that
situation?
dance.
I don't really
he had that
remember.
dance he would do in the end zone.
Yeah, what was it?
I don't
It was
honestly know.
they were partying at a Super Bowl, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe even in Miami. Or was it Vegas? So long ago, I don't remember the details. I just know that Ray murdered someone. And then I think... Allegedly. Someone dead showed up around Ray Lewis. Maybe even two people. I don't know. But it was like, yeah, how do you handle that? If you send all the invites out and Juice like, where's my invite? I'm one of the top 100. This is some bullshit. He just shows up in Miami, buys a ticket. Wouldn't you have liked to have seen him on the field, though?
Wasn't there a thing with his Hall of Fame bust? Wasn't that removed? Or am I imagining
I think that was melted down.
That's the Heisman that was melted down.
Yeah.
The Heisman
was is the bust still in the Hall of Fame? Look that up, Jesus. Get the DDG
So
machine.
why put him on the list? Don't you think you could, if only 12 guys are going in, don't you think there would be guys close enough where you could juke the numbers and go,
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
he was top 2, right? You know,
Right.
he's top 10, I guess, right?
first guy to rush for over 2,000 in a season. OJ's got some numbers, but you would think that,
Yeah, who's number 13?
right.
Tell me who 13 is, and I'll
if
tell
it's
you
like
if they could wiggle
Jerome
him in there.
Bettis or something, be like, just
Yeah,
go, yeah, he barely eked out the juice, but Jerome gets it.
right.
See who did, maybe you can look that up if you get a second. I think you're looking something else up, but well, whatever. And then I thought this was disingenuous too. I hate
Is
to
this
be like
true?
that.
Like, it wasn't. I mean, I just kind of very quickly looking back at the heist from the Pro Football Hall
Somebody
of Fame.
stole the bust.
Is that true?
And they didn't care. No one even searched for it. This crime has gone unsolved for 20 years.
The NFL itself stole the bust.
Right. I mean, you got to admit, you would have liked to see him waving on the field.
It says someone.
It would have been awesome.
It says someone stole the bust of O.J. Simpson for the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton on Sunday, July 23rd,
Inside job.
1995,
Not buying that.
Total
during the
inside.
height of the trial.
Huh.
All right, so I've got the top 25 here.
And this is the NFL
No, I don't know.
100. Like we could probably. Well, then it wouldn't tell us who 13 was. All right, go ahead. What do you got?
Well, let's make sure OJ's in the top this top part before I get started. LaDainian Tomlinson's in there. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's
Marshall
got
Faulk.
incredible numbers. Marshall.
Yeah,
Faulk.
OJ's listed as number 6. So here we go. I'll go with number 1, Barry Sanders. Number 2, Jim Brown.
Emmett Smith.
Adrian Peterson.
Yep.
Walter Payton. Eric Dickerson. OJ. The Juice. Marshall Falk. Number 8, Earl Campbell. Number 9, LaDainian. Number 10, Emmett. Where's Jim Brown, by the way?
He
Gail
was at
Sayers.
2. Gail Sayers. Yeah.
Sayers, number 11.
Tony Dorsett.
Terrell Davis, number 12. Marcus Allen, 13. Thurman Thomas, 14. There's a lot. Priest Holmes, 15. There's a lot of great running backs. You could have
Yeah.
totally nixed
Couldn't
the
you have,
juice.
did they give numbers as to why? Like,
This is just some list I
Yeah.
grabbed.
but there would be if you said Marcus Allen comes in at number 12. Like nobody would have blinked.
Yeah.
They just wouldn't have.
They would have made you think of his buddy.
Yeah,
Buddy
Driftwood.
Juice.
Yeah,
I think
Driftwood.
that I think that you could have. You're right. You could have done it, but I honestly do think that if they had done this 100 list and he wasn't in there, I'm not saying people would have been like,
Yeah.
he needs to be in,
It's
but
kind of
people
like
still would have been
ignoring
like,
the Civil War monuments, to Robert E. Lee and shit. I mean, it did
Yeah.
happen.
It
you
is
know?
your history.
Yeah.
Well, and I
Sorry.
don't even think that people necessarily would be like, even like, his numbers, he should still be in. I just think people, if he wasn't on there, it still would just have people go, huh, and look into it and be like, why wasn't a Juice on there or whatever.
Well,
Like,
Oh yeah, the double murder. That's
Yeah.
why.
but
Allegedly,
still,
he was
like,
found innocent.
I think
of
it's
all
just when it
charges.
came up anyway, though. Like,
Yeah.
Well, the NFL is not afraid to bury its head in the sand when it comes to, I mean, they don't even talk barely about Ray Caruth, hardly ever. As great a career as he was on target for.
The trajectory was
Yeah.
amazing.
Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick, I don't know if he was mentioned once during the broadcast, maybe. But it would have been like occasionally you'd see someone in the crowd wearing a 7 jersey, 49ers 7 jersey, or during the pregame stuff. But the 49ers are in the Super Bowl for the 7th time. They've won 5, lost 2 now. So it's the 7th time.
Last time they were there.
Last
he
time they
was
were
their
there,
quarterback.
they were 1 play away from winning the Super Bowl with him as the quarterback, and he statistically had a great game.
Well,
Like-
the NFL went out of their way. I don't know if you saw the 10-minute flag presentation at the beginning, like the whole honoring the flag thing. Did you
Yeah.
watch that? That
Is
was really lengthy and really well produced. You see
Oh
it?
my
No, I did
God!
not.
Are
I
you
missed
talking
that.
about when they had like Martha Ford, and where they did their video?
Oh, I don't know.
The Mike Hunt's sister, what's her name? The owners, the female owners, talking about the flag. Looked like they'd never been on camera before. It was the most awkward, uncomfortable shit ever.
Maybe that was part of it. I didn't watch the whole thing.
It was
but
yeah, it was for the fallen heroes and for America, and the flag was.
okay. I didn't realize they were in there.
Yeah. I have a video of it I can show you because I tweeted it out.
So
like,
yeah, for them to go out of their way to promote the flag and show how American they are, and then to not mention Kaepernick is probably, that probably fits together pretty well.
Yeah, look. Virginia Hallis, Patricia Rooney. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, good-looking ladies.
Yeah. Naturals. There's Mike Hunt's sister, Norma Hunt.
And are they?
Listen to
Casey?
Martha Ford, if you could.
Tapestry of stars and stripes on a flag woven brand of white and blue.
Well, she didn't have her glasses on. You know.
Okay, we'll give her her
sweet
glasses.
black clout goggles that she usually wears.
Holy shit. You had basically 4 women who inherited football teams from their entrepreneur husbands.
Were they only allowed one take? Was that live? Live via satellite, Martha Ford?
I don't know what it was, but it was
We got one take, Martha. You got to nail it.
I'm actually shocked she even did it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, they
If
got
she didn't
all
send
the
in a written statement.
Yeah.
Here's my statement about the flag.
but Colin Kaepernick refused to be out of the news.
Yeah, he was
Yesterday.
serving dinner at a soup kitchen, right?
Buying that? I mean, he spent Super Bowl Sunday. Okay, his
We're
former
talking
team is
Mr. Microphone.
talking Mr. Microphone, donating clothes to a New York City charity, serving meals to those in need, and touring a library for black culture. Kaepernick's first stop was
Sounds like a bummer of a day, man.
Doesn't it?
How the mighty have fallen, huh?
right. His first stop was at the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture, located in Harlem. He toured the library, which is devoted to the research, preservation, exhibition of materials focused on African American and African experiences. He did that for more than an hour. He then traveled to Jamaica, Queens, where he was captured in photos and in videos. I bet he was. Shared by the organization, 100 suits for 100 men, serving meals. Then he was serving meals at the SCO family shelter. We had food catered by the door, and they received free suits, shoes, haircuts, and a good vibe during the Super Bowl.
Meeting? I said a meal.
Damn, he used to have a cool life.
Yeah,
That sucks.
I know. But I was just like, you can do that charity shit any day of the week, any day of the year.
Of course it was.
Got to do it on Super Bowl Sunday to draw that much more attention. Like, oh yeah, that poor guy, he's out here giving free suits and haircuts away, and soups to people because they won't let him in the league because he kneeled and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, anything else from the Super Bowl? Did you like the kid running in the very beginning? Take it to the house. Take it to the house. I think was the.
I liked last year's better when they did the whole thing where they had all the players involved. I don't remember the theme of it, but it was the same sort of deal where they had past and present players jumping in and like throwing a ball, or it was like
There was a fumble.
yes,
Like what's his name's trying to grab a piece of the cake.
totally yes. That's
That-
what it was.
that
That was
was-
a cool commercial.
That was
cool
promoting
lead-in.
the upcoming 100th anniversary, and an amazing commercial.
Yeah.
The players they had in there, the biggest names ever. This one was to bring the ball onto the field,
Yep.
the official game ball.
Yeah, and you knew the kid was going to run in, right? You knew the.
I didn't at first. I thought it was going to be like a little Mahomes, you know, because he kind of had this goofy hair and stuff. I thought it was kind of cool though. You know, take it to
all
the
right.
house and people,
Sure.
you know, and then
I just didn't know who all the players were, so I'm like, that guy's somebody.
I don't. Were they? I don't know. But like the construction guys and shit are just
Yeah.
actors, and
What?
weren't they?
You got two guys sitting there with with like Chargers jerseys on at the
Oh, in
construction
the
site.
oh, okay. Well, maybe they were. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. I didn't know them either. They wear helmets, dude. Unless they're wearing their helmet, I get to identify them more by their helmet than I can their faces. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
All the kids come running in. Whatever.
Not bad.
Cheesy, stupid stuff, but
For the most part, I thought the commercials were pretty good. Like it was a pretty entertaining show all around. I thought.
tell you, man, I'm disappointed in the commercials.
Really?
Yeah, and I've been more and more disappointed the last few years as time goes on.
See, I mean, whatever, man.
I
but
think you need a screaming goat or a naked goat shaking its can. I think you need Bud Wise. You need the farting fucking horse.
Yeah, what did
I'm gonna be honest. That
what did
sounds kind
Budweiser
of
do?
old manish to me.
Don't
I mean,
you fucking okay boomer me,
I'm
Jesus.
just saying. I think that's kind of what it is. Styles change, and like I said, honestly, in my opinion, I thought these were the best that's been in a few years. I thought there was legit humorous ones. There wasn't as many shaming. There wasn't to me like a lot of shaming commercials or something like that.
what would
Yeah, there weren't
Just like-
super woke ones. Like
Right,
in the
that's what
past, there's
yeah.
been like
Yeah, okay.
immigration themed and things that are like,
Like, they were
oh,
just
okay, I
humorous.
know what you're doing now.
Like-
but yeah, it just seemed to be more like to the extent there were like those tearjerker ones or the serious ones, they were more toward just like spread love, man. That was like the theme.
Yeah. Okay,
As opposed to
give
an
you that.
annoying like social justice thing. Maybe I missed it if it was there. Sorry, but I
No, there was definitely more social justice-y stuff. People took issue with the Trump one because he had the black chick.
didn't see that.
She's the one that
the
got out
criminal
of prison.
justice reform.
Yeah, and they're like, nice, you let one black person out of jail, nice job. Use that for your Negro ad or something like that. I saw one guy say.
So I guess he can't do anything, right? Like
No, I
if
know.
he didn't do it, then it's like he doesn't do anything.
You know what bugged the shit out of me, and it does every year, is these goddamn local lawyer commercials.
Oh, I know.
They gobble up the few spots, 4 or 5 spots that are
Yes.
reserved for local spots. And
Regional.
it's like, God damn it, Mike Morse and the fucking Sam Bernsteins.
That's a great point. They're never anything else. That's
Yeah,
always
that's it,
what the
man.
local ones are. You're right.
It's because those things still cost you $30,000.
Yeah.
Whereas to have a national one of, what was it, 5.6 million this year, the average?
5.6 mil for 30 seconds.
Because I had talked to someone at one point about or just lightly inquired, like, shit, that'd be cool to get our Detroit Cast commercial on one of those just regional things. And like, yeah, dude, that's like 50 grand. I was like, oh, let's not do that.
Oh my God.
But that's why you get the fucking law firms, Ackerman and whatever, and Mike Morse.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sure we'll have more Super Bowl stuff as the days go on. Hope people enjoyed it. I thought it was a good game. I had fun, and it sucks my team lost, but whatever. Life goes on.
Yes, it does. man.
Yeah, not that big a deal, Jay.
Good for you, dude.
He's experienced championships before, though. Damn it, that's
Hell
not
yeah.
the same thing.
No, that's true. If this was the first time there, and they
I
hadn't
know
won
it still sucks, but it's not.
No,
the
no,
same.
no. I love the passion going in. I love the passion during the game. But once
Thank
it's
you.
over
I
and
know,
it's done,
but it
you
is
fucking move
easier
on,
to
man.
say that when it's happened before.
You know what? I went to Pat Cullen's funeral today, and it's
Perspective.
perspective. It honestly does put things in perspective. When you see people really upset, and you think about your mortality, and it's like, okay, these guys wearing red and gold didn't win the thing that they wanted to win really bad, and next year half of them won't be on the team, and I don't know. It just does. It just puts things in perspective.
They wore tight yellowish gold
I will.
pants.
By the way,
I like their pants. I do like the Niners logos. I really do.
yeah, I
Way
do.
more than the Chiefs. Tell you that.
Oh,
Too
I
red.
disagree.
It's too red.
God, I disagree.
Yeah,
I really
it's
love
way
that
too
fucking
red.
Chiefs red. Honestly,
It's not a good red.
I love
It's
it.
a bad red. Red Wings, good red.
In fact, not only do I love it, that's why I like when they have games at Arrowhead and you have fucking 70,000 people wearing that red. I think it's an awesome sight, personally.
Okay.
But
It's too red.
Too red.
And I will say
Like the
this.
Crayola crayon of that color says too red.
Too
on it.
red. Yep.
T-O-O. Red.
Yep.
I will
Not
say
to red.
this, Mike. This is not
going
about the
there.
Super Bowl exactly, but I watched that first half of the Vic thing.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Oh my god. I know. I already know you like it because you said you did. But for me, I gotta tell you, oh my god, it's so long already.
Yeah.
So long already. They're
Can't handle
they're
4
doing-
hours of Michael Vick, can you?
Well, no, here's the thing. I love stories. I legit do. I like stories about people coming up. It humbles me when Mike says about the game, today, and realizing it's not real. When I watched it this morning, and when I watch it, I do legit start to think like, holy fuck, am I lucky I didn't grow up in this terrible situation.
Yeah.
But dude, 4 hour. today's like the first part was without commercials, an hour and 47 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been an hour and 15. Like you just didn't need all this fucking shit, and they haven't even talked about the dogs yet.
Oh,
like
get to
They're
the
just getting to the
dogs.
dogs
Like, they
now.
haven't- they-
And the cliffhanger is the dogs.
right, that the dogs are coming.
Yeah.
and it's like,
all right. No, you know what they're doing on these ESPN 30 for 30s are great.
Yes,
They're great
they are.
documentaries, but they've gotten full of themselves. They know everyone thinks they're great, and so they feel like,
Too
well,
dramatic.
yes. And so if we can do 2 brilliant hours, why can't we do 5 brilliant hours?
yeah.
And it's like the Bad Boys one is like an hour and a half.
right.
You know what I mean? Like the Rodman. Think about what you could do with Rodman's story. Hour and a half?
Actually, no. To be honest with you, the Rodman was 2 hours, I believe.
Was it?
And in my opinion, it should have been an hour and a half. Like I really liked it.
Yeah,
but just
Rodman,
the-
there's not a lot of substance. There's just a lot of
No,
foof.
it was honestly, it was pretty good. Like I would have half an hour less. An hour and a half would have been okay. 2 hours was
On
just
Rodman?
a
That's
little
been my
too
thing
much.
with Rodman.
Yeah.
He's just not. There's no depth. So I get it
Thank
that
you.
they're going deep with Ron Mexico. You know, they want to get to the bottom of this, and that's fine. There's a lot of societal issues that go in on that.
They don't even get to the
Rodman,
societal issues.
no depth.
They don't even get to the
He's just a
societal
guy.
issues that
No, but
early.
Jay,
Madonna told him, you know, pillow talk. Hey, you should be crazy and outlandish, and you'd get more
Yeah.
attention. He was like, okay.
he is about as
Yeah, he's a moron.
thick-headed dope. There's nothing there.
You know
There's
what?
no depth to Dennis Rodman at all. We've known that since he
Shocking
was
action.
young.
But here's
That's all
but
there.
wait a minute.
Oh
Like,
my
you know, the
God,
thing
he
is-
was on the cover of a book in a wedding dress. Crazy.
Yeah, well, it made him a lot of money. But
I
here's the-
understand that,
Kick
but
the
that doesn't mean he's
photographer
not.
in the nuts.
That doesn't give him depth, though, is what Jay's point
Yeah,
is.
I get that.
To Jay's point.
But like, you know, honestly, though, my takeaway from the Dennis Rodman would have been, for example, would have been like, thank God this dude was lucky enough to find. He was living in this fucking, you know, on the streets behind a 7-Eleven.
Oh, I'm not
until he
saying it's not a
fucking-
compelling story. The point is, when you're listening to Dennis Rodman speak,
Oh, I know.
You're like, there's
Yeah.
nothing there that's coming out of any substance.
Is there with Ron
ever.
Mexico though?
But see, that's just. But
Well,
how many humans
you
are
brought
there?
it up, Jay. The societal
Yeah.
things. When you're talking, there's like so much involved in the Vic thing with the way you grew up, the inner city, the horrible poverty and death around you, like
And
that
then understanding the dog fighting issue, right?
Well,
in that
trying to get
context.
to like,
Yeah.
their point of that is there's more depth in this story than just
Right.
mean black guy tortures dogs. You know, that narrative, here's more to understand it. To E's point, you could have done that in an hour.
Right, and dude, I love it.
And then do an hour on the dog stuff and how it's played out.
And I would say about that too, by the way, and good for him, man, for having some raw fucking skill. But dude, another thing, if you don't take away from that, they're like, dude, if this dude had tried a little, maybe,
Yeah.
holy shit, he could have been. It doesn't sound. He basically sounds like he didn't try at all, and was just amazing. Luckily,
Dude,
like
he was years
Like,
into his career
seriously.
and didn't know his playbook.
like-
And the coaches were just like, what are you going to do? They'll fire us before they'll fire Mike Vick. Mike Vick is the biggest name in the league. He's doing shit we've never seen before. So they're just like, well, fuck it. Just do the best we can with what we have.
I mean, I guess good luck. You know, good for him again. Like in a situation where even with this, he still is lucky enough that he, you know, some of his family members are paid for. And I will say, sometimes I've
His
had
brother
these.
Marcus. Did he come up?
Yeah.
Marcus, not really. He was a quarterback at Vatek, right?
I have no
Might have
idea.
even
I
made
think
it
he was
to
a
the,
receiver in the league.
for a brief period. It's funny though, you really see what E's talking about. Like, here's a guy who's been given so much talent, like God-given talent, raw, and doesn't use that, like, doesn't develop it, and he goes nowhere. He has a decent little career, just flatly based on his athletic ability. And then you look at someone like Kobe Bryant, Jerry Rice, and you see these machines that literally have to apologize to their families, like, sorry, I didn't talk to you for 15 years. I didn't have a TV in my house because all I wanted to do was watch game film and get better and better and better. You see these, Michael Jordan is like that. LeBron, and it's like, that's how you get 5 championships. That's how you get all these
Yeah,
titles.
that's
you know?
a good point. Like honestly,
It's
this,
like Michael Vick probably should have had 4 Super Bowls.
right. Like if you didn't like, it's funny how these things happen. Like their careers happen. I remember, who doesn't remember Michael Vick? And I remember thinking, oh my God, this guy's fucking awesome to watch, and this and that. And this is one of those players where you might have been at one point. Oh man, too bad he didn't fucking get there. And then when you watch this, you kind of go like, I mean, it's still too bad, I guess, for him, but he didn't really earn it. Like, in a way, like, I know he works
I
still,
think
but...
the second half of this documentary, the 2-hour one, is going to be a 180 where he goes to jail for 2 years. When he comes out, he works his ass off to
I get
learn,
that.
to study, because he doesn't have the speed and burst that he once did. And the,
Right.
And so there's going to be a redemption half to this.
No, but I'm just
coming,
saying,
but-
though, when we sometimes look at these players and go, like, oh, man, you know, there's players I feel like where I'd like, oh, you know what, I'd like to see him win like, he would have been a guy at one point that would have been like, yeah, I would have liked to see him win a championship.
Yeah.
But when you see this and see that he's not even, like, studying, that he's, you know, doing literally nothing outside of being on the practice field and in the game.
If you've
that's why he
never
didn't-
had to do it,
right.
from the time you were a toddler, you were leaps and bounds better than everybody.
I know.
On the field. And you never, ever had to try. And you could smoke everybody. At some point, you're going to run into a wall where there's some equal talent, and he should have blown that league wide open.
Right.
And he didn't, but, you know, who do you blame? Do you blame the coaches in Pee Wee who didn't make him study his
I'm
playbook?
not- yeah, and I'm
high
not-
school, college, pros? Because none of them did.
I'm not even really slamming him personally because, again, none of us would. You're right. If you have this kind of talent, I'm just saying. You look. Sometimes you wonder why these people don't make it, and this was like a look into me and why some guy didn't necessarily win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
In a way, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not
Anyway,
necessarily shading him
Is
for
part
it.
Part two, did that drop last night?
No.
Is it
3 days from now.
3 days? Okay. Terrible news today coming out. There's really no details, not that you need too many of them, but Rush Limbaugh announces that on his show today that he's got advanced lung cancer.
Wow.
Yeah, 69 years old. He said he's begun treatment, but didn't go into details. There are going to be days I'm not going to be able to be here.
Ooh, he was out for like a week last week, so maybe that was.
Was he?
Not that I listen on a regular basis, but
You know, and I know we're in a super divided nation right now, but it is remarkable to me, just for like karma sake.
oh, I
Like
know.
the amount of people that are like, good, I hope it's slow and painful. Hashtag fuck you, Rush. You know, and I'm like, what?
He disagrees with me on things.
I mean, dude,
I know, you're right. For karma's sake alone,
like,
wouldn't
can you
just
imagine
think-
wishing a painful, slow cancer on somebody, another human being? Can you not get out of the bubble
who
you're
is
in?
not, like,
Because
a-
Jay, you're right. He doesn't agree with my politics.
He's not a tyrant who's murdered people.
No,
or
he does
something,
agree with
like-
those politics. He doesn't agree with my politics.
So I hope he dies slow and painful. What? Listen to yourself, people. Come on. Little perspective.
I haven't listened to him very much since he went through all the hearing loss and all that, and I was
Oxys,
flipping
yeah.
through and hit him, and boy, his voice is different than it used to be, man.
Yeah. Well, you know,
And I know it's been like that for a while, so that's not news breaking to anybody, but it
I've
just
never
struck me.
listened to Rush, ever.
Yeah, I've never listened to more than 10 minutes.
Yeah. I don't even know where he's on.
Dude,
On
I
the
have to
dial.
say,
I honestly couldn't tell you where Rush Limbaugh is on the dial.
When you talk about Rush and Jamie, you and me sometimes talk about these, like our dad, these trips that we'd go on, and you Greenfield Village because that's what your dad wanted to do or whatever. When we would drive down to Florida every year, we would drive because we were saving money, and I back then without the internet, I don't even know how he did it. Maybe he just scanned through, but
Listened until he lost the signal, then he went and found a new one.
My memory of those
That fading signal.
My memory of those trips, no matter what state we were in, it's usually, it's around noon and the sun, we'd be in the car and this, boom, the EIB network. And somehow
God.
my dad would find where he was. And it would be like,
I remember the fucking sounder. Bing, 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 bing. Like CBS.
Oh, is that with him?
When we would do those long family trips.
Oh,
no.
right, I hear
But
you.
my dad would always have it, and it was like, do, 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 do. And I'd hear that jingle and
Yeah.
go, boring, no. And it
Or
was
it's at
like,
9:50 where they
Yeah.
talk about the same shit.
WWJ,
Yeah.
and you're
Oh my
like,
God.
oh,
It's like we
fuck.
heard this 8 minutes ago.
it's the worst. Yeah, it's terrible, but
I just have such memories, dude, of flying down the road and just hearing him, spout off whatever. But it was just
Yeah.
like, that's just what we would find somehow because my dad didn't listen to music.
yeah.
So,
From what I understand with Rush, though, like he was down in Florida and had that oxy habit.
Yeah.
Where like his maid was getting it for him and shit. He had like a massive oxy ring, like supplying him with thousands and thousands. These pills are so fucking expensive. I can't stress to you enough how expensive these pills are. Knowing what he must have been spending in bags of them. And that's why he lost his hearing. It ended up costing him his hearing. And then, that setup in his studio is rigged so that, there's a lot of times people, like my dad would tell me, like, yeah, you're listening to him. And it's like, well, clearly the guy didn't mean it like that, Rush. I mean, and it's
He's reading it.
He's reading.
Yeah.
He's reading a teleprompter that's saying. So it's basically like text.
Yeah.
And so he's not getting someone going, yeah, see, making a joke, or the inflection of the voice isn't there. And so since he can't hear him and he's just reading them, think about how annoying that would be. It's like so obvious to the listener. Like, dude, that guy was clearly being a smart ass there. You can't really think he's serious.
Right.
But Rush Limbaugh is a giant in like his career in the media. I know, as divided as a nation as we are now politically, that would make you go, hope you have a slow, painful death, asshole.
Yeah.
He wasn't always viewed like a Trump supporting, monster. He's did pretty groundbreaking broadcaster, first ballot Hall of Famer for sure. And like I said, I've never really listened to him, but it's sad anytime. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. And anybody out there, everybody's dealt with cancer in their family. Everybody. The idea that you would fucking praise it and wish it on someone, come on, people. You're better than that.
No, they're not, but
I know, right?
You would hope.
Not much hope for humanity out there, Jesus. GNR Stadium Summer Tour.
Yeah, man, July,
Excited
right?
for that?
Yeah, Comerica.
Yes.
Right on the heels of Billy Joel. It's like Billy Joel one night and them the
there's
next
a lot
night.
there this summer,
Are you
too, 'cause
serious?
Green
Yeah,
Day's there
Green
this
Day's there
summer.
as well.
This summer, yeah.
Not selling well, is it? Green Day?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought tickets went on sale and then they were on
I mean, I tried to.
all the fucking Groupon sites the next day.
I didn't take advantage of that, and I tried to look at some recently because I'm going to buy them for my sister for a present.
Yeah, I
But,
wanna go to
tried
it too, E.
I tried to look recently, and the tickets were pretty expensive on StubHub.
Like what?
100 plus, like there was nothing I think under 100.
I would think it'd be more than that. GNR, what is this? The Not in This Lifetime tour? Still going?
Yeah.
What is this, like
It's like the
fourth
third.
year?
Yeah, it's going in, I think it was 2016.
Do you want them to stop? Like, just take a year, maybe get in the studio,
Good for
Fred-
them.
Studio.
release some new music.
Why?
I don't know.
I
These new music.
Because they've been saying that they've been working on stuff. I don't know.
Have they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They've talked about doing releasing some songs. Yes.
my
Jesus,
feeling
you
was
don't know
my
that.
I'm not
feeling
into-
was that they all said this is the last time we're doing this. Let's ride this thing out. That's what it
How
feels
many?
like to me. I mean,
All right. Lucy's holding the ball there. You're going to try and kick it again, Charlie? Every band says this is the last time. We're not in this lifetime. When hell freezes over.
No, my point. I'm not a GNR
Seems
fan
to
by
me
any
they're
means,
squeezing every
but
ounce of it they
Just,
can.
dude,
Yeah.
I would assume they're at the point in their career.
I would
where
agree
play
with
the
you,
fucking
Ethan.
hits, man. Play the hits, make the money,
yes,
and go
this
home.
is their last time doing stadiums like this. Like this is their last chance. I mean, they're looking
Come
really
out there with
old,
like,
man.
we got something new for you guys.
Yeah, and if they do this in another 5-8 years, I mean, it's going to be a much smaller venue.
Yeah.
Much smaller take.
They sound good.
Yeah.
They look okay.
Yeah.
They really do. Axel's looked better and sounded better than he has before. I don't have a problem with that. The only problem I have is that it's Duff / and Axel. And I think it'd be so cool. The final run, the last thing, get Izzy and fucking and Steven.
Adler.
I know, right?
I think they had him for one show, right?
Yeah, but it's like one show, and then I think Izzy
Probably
came
can't
on.
do it, man.
He claims he can do it.
Well, what would he? Yeah, he has no
He
reason to
claimed it
lie.
like this, unfortunately. Talking out of one side of his mouth. Fine, get Matt Sorum in there. Have him come on each night and do 2 songs. Have Matt Sorum do most of the show, and then have Steve Adler come on and do, whatever, a couple songs from the first album, and make that the thing. You could pay him. He'd make more money than he's made in the last 30 years doing that. So, but that'd be cool to see the original GNR lineup. Every fan would love to see that. But it's like
That's a fan talking, but then the business goes, we're selling tickets the way it is.
No, you're right.
Let's
You're
keep going.
absolutely right.
Let's
I'm
keep
just
going
giving
till
you
it stops.
my opinion. Like when I see Dizzy Reed, fine, he was part of the thing. Melissa Reese, Richard Fortas, drummer Frank Ferrer, great players, all of them in their own right. But I'm just telling you what I'd like to see.
Yeah.
So they are good though. I'm not knocking it. July 11th at Comerica Park.
God,
Be a
that
fun
is
show.
right there. Well, they probably got to do it like that in reality. A place like Comerica, if you're going to do it in the summer, if they're already going to have that huge stage set up for Billy
Yeah.
Joel, why not fill it the
That's
next
the
day?
All-Star break, right?
Probably,
week,
yeah.
Yeah,
probably.
that sounds about right. So wait a minute, they wouldn't use the same stage, would they?
No, but just your point is like the area, right?
Yeah,
area's
the area's already kind of cleared.
the turf is already being ruined.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess, but I mean, I would think.
I mean, if you're Comerica Park, you're going, can we leverage this into 2-3 shows, right?
Right.
And Billy Joel's
Yeah.
like, no, I want to do one. They're like, okay, can we fill another night?
Yeah,
There you go.
That's a good point because they don't tend to do too many multiple nights in cities very often. And they've got to be careful. Comerica used to be like, yeah, nanner, we're the big place if you want, but now you got Little Caesars.
Yeah.
And so people can just go, well, fuck it, we'll just wait and play Little Caesars. So it's competition.
Yes.
How we doing for email, Jay? Any email?
We do. Aaron writes in mid-show here, Mike should look into getting a TV in the kitchen so he could have the TV playing while he's prepping nachos in the future.
I did.
He also could have just had his husband, Troy, go make them.
Troy was at a Super Bowl party with his girlfriend. Thank you very much.
Have you guys been married
beard.
for at least health benefit purposes?
No, I have health insurance.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys could parlay that into something.
Stop it.
You totally could.
No, but we discussed the nachos, and
grown
nachos
men
are
living
the one food that requires attention. It's not something you can. I had to choose between Shakira, J-Lo, or nachos. I chose nachos.
Wow.
Maybe not the greatest decision, but dude, you can't half-ass that. I could have screwed that
Two
all up.
MILFs shaking their asses?
I didn't care about 250-year-olds.
Well, they were hot. For real.
Hello, my Latinos.
They were good looking, man.
Fine.
They
whatever.
do. They look great for their age, no question.
For their age.
No, they
Throw
do.
that in there.
I think they just look good in general.
Yeah, they're fine. They don't bother me. My nachos meant more to me, though. I gotta be honest
They
with you.
don't bother me.
They don't. I've never been a fan of either of their music. Whatever.
I wonder what Shakira's. I actually don't really know much about her
Dude,
career.
I bet she
Like,
is
if she-
enormous around the world.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude.
50 million times
Yeah,
bigger than J-Lo.
for sure.
You can't imagine, because 60 Minutes did a piece on her this year, and it's shocking how big she is globally. Humgorous, Jay, some would say. Yeah.
I mean, she married Gerard Piqué.
Ooh, okay, so 27, almost 28 million
Barcelona center.
million followers on
Sure.
Spotify. So that's pretty.
How
pretty
many?
good. 28 million. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good.
Skip writes in. What's up,
There's
Skip?
Yeah, ranked 65th in the world on Spotify. Not too bad.
Jay, I wanted to give you my 2 cents on studying for the Series 7 exam. The best way is to get on the online practice tests and just keep taking them over and over again. That's what I'm doing, Skip. That's what
Yeah.
I'm doing. It helps you learn
So he
the
doesn't want you
material.
to skip around or anything. Like, don't skip one of the tests, go to the last one.
That's
Don't skip.
Skip's message here.
Skip's messages. Don't skip around. Stay on point. Keep taking it.
Helps you learn the material you
Sure.
don't know, and it gets you familiar with the test format. I found it more effective than reading through the book over and over. I agree with you, Skip, and that's what I've been doing.
Did he pass the Series 7, though?
He's got a story. I took my Series 7 on September 11th, 2001 at 7:30 a.m.
Fuck you.
It was a 2-part test in 90-minute segments with a break. 90-minute segments? Dude, it's like 6 hours. I don't know what he means there.
His Series 7. He took the Series 7 minus.
Break in between. I went into the test and learned halfway through it that the planes flew into the towers in New York.
I'm saying Series 7, and Siri woke up. What is this here?
I'm needed.
So I'm trying to do the math. He started at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
East Coast.
I think at that point it was a 6-hour test, so he's probably 3 hours in when he finds out that the planes had hit.
We knew at about 9. What time was it?
Okay, he didn't know till 10:30. Assume
Okay.
he learns at 10:30.
Okay.
He's got to go back in and take the other half.
Canceled. You gotta. You can't.
That prep on the practice test really helped me keep it together when I had all these crazy thoughts during the second half. Oh my God, I can't imagine sitting there. Well, I can imagine because I took part of this test a little while ago.
Yeah.
And there was a lady next to me, had a coughing fit. I almost lost
3
it.
off? You
I
think she
almost
was a
lost
plant?
it, Mike. It was so distracting. I wanted to punch this lady in the head.
Yeah.
And then
Maybe she was a plant, dude.
then what she started to do, she
That's a rally.
got frustrated with her test, and so she started hemming and hawing. She started going. She got frustrated because she didn't get it. She was getting shit wrong, and so she was freaking
say,
out.
"Shut up!
Oh my God! I want
Shut
to
up,
punch
lady.
her in the head.
You're ruining my Series 7.
Punch her in the head. Thank you, Skip, for the advice, though.
I want to know more from Skip. I feel like he's skipping some points in the story here.
He skipped nothing.
Well, when he found out, it's very important. I need to know, did he know that a plane flew into the Trade Center? Did he know there was a second one? Did he know America was under attack?
Are you challenging his veracity?
I am. Because I don't...
Because
I
he
think
said to me in the email that he was freaked out on break. He learned that the planes had run into the towers in New York.
I don't know if I'm buying Skip's
planes, plural,
story.
flew into the towers
So
in New
he
York.
knew America was under attack, and he was
did.
worried about the Series 7? No one would give a shit
finish
about the
what you
Series
started.
7. No. When America's under attack, things came to a grinding halt.
He's probably wondering if there's going to be a financial industry waiting for him on the other end of the Series 7. Wall Street.
Which there wasn't for a while.
Yeah. I don't know. Skip sounds like a sociopath, to be
Yeoman's
honest
work,
with you.
Skip.
Only a
Yeoman's
sociopath
work.
can compartmentalize like
Focus.
that and get back to the Series 7. Fuck the Series 7. Take that test anytime, Skip. Come on, Skipper, you're better than that.
Save the rest for tomorrow.
Very good. All right. Have a great rest of the day, everybody. Thank you for joining us. As always, we appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully you'll join us then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.